one as well. Yeah. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, my lords, ladies and gentlemen. If everybody could stand behind that blue line for the photographer and the video, that would really work. Thank you. Good afternoon, my lords, members, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm Chris Platt, co-founder of the Conservative Animal Welfare Foundation, and it's a pleasure to welcome you here today alongside our co-hosts from Compassion in World Farming, the Animal Welfare Institute, the African Network for Animal Welfare, and the long one, the civil society organisations Friends of Animal Welfare, Environmental and Sustainable Development and Nexus Resolution. From now on, known as CSOFOR. And I've been practicing that all week. Because we've got a few speakers, we're going to keep it quite short. So I'd like to invite Lord Gascoigne, who's kindly agreed to host the reception for us today, to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone, thank you. And first I would just like to say thanks to Lorraine for organising today's event. I think it's been good meeting so many of you already, and something that's a real blast from the past, but also make new friends as well. It's an absolute pleasure, a delight to host this event, and I think Lorraine's approached me many months ago about wanting to do something like this because a few people wanted to recognise a certain someone, and I don't know to what extent he's fully aware of what is in line for him. But I would just like to say, I'm, as Chris said, I'm a member of the House of Lords for whatever reasons, but currently I'm also a very good friend of Zach Goldsmith, and I've had the pleasure of knowing him for 10 years, and through good times and not always good times, we've always been very close, and I've always massively respected him. I've come to love him dearly for his advice, his counsel, his support that he's given me. And I can still say I love him, that's having also recently been his whip. And so we survived that relationship too. But we're all here generally, Zach, for you. And I want to speak to your enormous efforts on everything relating to both the environment and animal welfare, something which you have championed and personally dragged people together to try and fix this issue. I've seen you alongside some of our parliamentary colleagues trying to amend legislation, but you've done it around the world, here at home as well, and you've genuinely led the charge in showing that both animal welfare and nature are two the relationships that matter enormously. So on behalf of all of us, thank you. I'm going to hand over to Lorraine, but I just want to say I'm genuinely proud of everything you've done. I'm proud to call you a friend, so well done, Zach.
Thank you very much, Ben, and for hosting this special event. I'm Lorraine Platt, and I'm the co-founder of the Conservative Animal Welfare Foundation, and I'm delighted to welcome Baroness Hayman here to the event. Thank you so much for coming. It's great timing. I want to just say that it's really fitting that Lord Goldsmith is receiving this very special award in recognition of all his your outstanding work to advance animal welfare, protect the environment, and conservation. I was always delighted to see you at rallies outside Westminster, whether it was to ban the ivory sales trade in the UK or end live exports. It was always great to see you, always on the campaign trail. And Zach is not only a dedicated environmentalist and champion for animals, he is also a much valued patron of the Conservative Animal Welfare Foundation. And you're a friend of mine, and I really value that friendship. Thank you, Zach. Zach has been a passionate advocate long before his former ministerial role at DEFRA, and he's shown great leadership and dedication to these vital causes. And yet we are especially proud of your pivotal role in the landmark Animal Welfare, Environment and Sustainable Development Nexus Resolution. approved by the United Nations Environment Assembly in 2022. And it's a true testament to your global impact. And we warmly thank you for your unwavering advocacy, both in Parliament and on the world stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorraine. I'd now like to invite Susan Millwood, please. Susan leads the Animal Welfare Institute in the United States and working globally to end animal cruelty through policy and advocacy. Susan.
Thank you, and I'll be quite quick. You may hear my accent. I'm actually from here, but I have been living in the United States for 30 years, and I came here just for this event today. I didn't want to miss it. Our organization is celebrating its 75th anniversary next year of reducing the suffering of animals and protecting their homes. We have scientists, lawyers, policy experts. Our offices are on Capitol Hill. We spend a lot of time in the US Capitol working on domestic issues, but also internationally. And I just want to say thank you for everything that you've done for animals in the environment. And I'm just so pleased to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Our next speaker will be Michael O'Brien Oniki, and he will be reading the citation on behalf of CSOFOR. I think I got it right. So.
Thank you. Yeah, CSOFOR. Good afternoon, everyone. And I will try to keep this short. But before I start, I've had a couple of people ask me, where did you get this name from, Michael O'Brien Onyeka? It sounds a bit Irish. You don't look Irish. So just to clarify, I'm Nigerian by birth, British by naturalization, and Irish by affiliation. So, Award for Excellence in Animal Welfare and Environmental Protection, honoring Lord Zach Goldsmith by the civil society organization Friends of the Resolution. Lord Zach Goldsmith, a British politician, life peer journalist, and lifelong environmentalist, is known for his legislative work in the UK. Throughout his career, Lord Goldsmith has been a vocal advocate for animal welfare and environmental conservation. Lord Goldsmith's legislative focus has been on policies related to climate change, wildlife protection, animal welfare, and green living. He has been at the forefront of various campaigns and initiatives to promote environmental awareness and action in the UK, within the UK and beyond. A case of historical importance was his unwavering support of and influence in adopting the Animal Welfare Environment Sustainable Development Nexus Resolution approved by the United Nations Environmental Assembly on 2nd March 2022 during UNEA 5.2. His support reflects his belief, as stated in the resolution, that the health and welfare of animals, sustainable development, and the environment are connected to human health and well-being. It highlights his advocacy for animal welfare and the need for robust legislation to protect animals and the environment. Lord Goldsmith continues to support policies and bills that improve the lives of all animals, from ending cruelty to promoting better living conditions for farmed animals. He believes in and advocates for the protection of habitats and ecosystems to ensure the survival of wildlife and the provision of ecosystem services. Lord Goldsmith recognizes the importance of public education regarding the ethical treatment of animals and making sustainable consumer choices. With a focus on knowledge, skills, and changing all attitudes, he has invested time and energy in raising awareness of animal welfare and environmental issues. Lord Goldsmith has been involved in international wildlife conservation, supporting various initiatives to protect endangered species and combat illegal trafficking. He pushed for a ban, which passed in 2018, on the ivory trade in the UK. I think that deserves a big round of applause. Yeah. A ban on the ivory trade in the UK to protect elephants from poaching, and advocated for a ban on the import of hunting trophies into the UK to curb the hunting of endangered species abroad. Lord Goldsmith has always advocated and encouraged the UK to lead by example in setting high international standards for welfare and environmental protection, influencing global practices through trade agreements and diplomatic channels. His leadership was demonstrated during UNEA, which is the UN Environmental Assembly 5.2, when the UK's support of the Animal Welfare, Environment, Sustainable Development Nexus resolution tilted the balance in favor of its adoption. Lord Goldsmith's continued successes result from his spirit of cooperation and collaboration with like-minded people. He has worked closely with numerous animal welfare organizations to raise awareness, influence policy, and foster collaboration between government and non-governmental entities. He has been steadfast in supporting measures recognizing animal sentience, which would strengthen legal protection for animals in the UK and abroad. Lastly, his commitment to improving the lives of all animals, both domestically and internationally, is unmatched. He deserves recognition, affirmation, and appreciation. And that is what we are gathered here to do. So, on behalf of all animals that breathe easier because of your effort and energy, we say thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We just have a slight change in the order, and I'm now going to invite Baroness Hayman, the Minister for Animal Welfare, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much. I was really pleased to sort of try and find the time to come and drop in today, because as the current Minister of Animal Welfare, these kinds of recognitions for the work that somebody does are really important. You know, Zach and I have worked together for a few years now, particularly around animal welfare, and I honestly can't think of anyone more fitting to receive this award. So I wanted to be able to come here to offer my personal congratulations, because, you know, it is important that people who give so much of their time and energy to trying to make the world a better place for animals are properly recognised, because so often people work really hard and nobody really kind of appreciates it, actually. You know, it is often quite personally difficult to work on these issues. So, and I know Zach has had some difficult times with sticking to his guns and his principles. So I did want to sort of thank him for all the work he's done and say how much I've enjoyed working with him over the years. And I hope we will continue to working together. And also to thank Lord Goldsmith for sponsoring the room, because although Gascoigne, sorry, Lord Gascoigne and Lord Goldsmith. Sorry, Ben. I'm just going to. I'll just say Ben. It's easier to remember. So, I mean, although Ben and Zach, let's make it easier, are on opposite sides of the chamber, when it comes to animal welfare, we're in exactly the same place. You know, and I do think it's important that we don't get bogged down politically in animal welfare, because actually it's too important. We need to work together. We need to move forward together on these issues. And it's such an important issue to the general public as well, that, you know, splitting hairs over these things is not what's important. What's important is how we continue to move forward as a government, as a parliament, whatever party we are, to improve the lives of animals. And I've got quite an ambitious strategy that I'm trying to develop at the moment. We'll see where that goes. But again, I'm hoping that as we move forward as a government, we continue to get that cross-party support, because it is absolutely critical. And the same with Lorraine and the work that she's done and the amount of time we've spent together, and Chris, because again, it's important, really important, that we put aside political differences when it comes to the lives of animals. And that's how I like to work and how I want to continue to work. So I won't say anything more, but again, huge congratulations to Lord Goldsmith. Huge congratulations. Very well deserved.
Thank you, Sue. I'd now like to invite Joseph up to say a few words, and he will then ask Philip to join him, and they'll make a presentation. Joseph.
Thank you very much. Indeed, it's a signal honor for me to be here. UK is a very special country, and you will know shortly why. And let me say that, you know, someone said the message of the unreformed reformer seldom inspires reformation. For Lord Zach Goldsmith is the opposite. He's one person who, when he speaks, because, you know, his message, because it comes from the heart, he makes an impact. And I am so glad that I've learned today that, you know, we have one thing in common. There's a place I worked, and he loves the place, David Sheldrick, the elephants, so it's great. So I am here as an ambassador of Africa Network for Animal Welfare. I am glad I have my team here. We have our board chair, the CEO who took over from me, and our colleague Washira. But allow me to just quickly go through my speech. I'll make it short as I can. Distinguished guests and partners, all protocols observed, thank you for being here. Today, we come together to honor Lord Zach Goldsmith for his exceptional dedication to animal welfare and environmental protection, two causes that are vital to achieving sustainable development. We also extend sincere gratitude to Compassion in World Farming, Animal Welfare Institute, Conservative Animal Welfare Foundation, and Africa Network for Animal Welfare for co-hosting this event on behalf of the civil society friends of the animal welfare, environment and sustainable development Nexus resolution. Special appreciation and recognition to Lord Ben Gascoigne, Lorraine, and Chris Platt for organizing this event. Today's cause is urgent. Millions of animals suffer worldwide in farms, communities, and the wild. these sentient beings, capable of feeling and emotion, deserve our compassion and protection. At the same time, our planet is under immense strain from biodiversity loss, pollution, and climate change. Addressing both animal welfare and environmental challenges is not optional. It is central to our global sustainable development. For me, this mission is also deeply personal. I owe my own journey to the generosity of the British people. From Sandra and Brian Fowler, they ought to have been here, they sent their apologies, who sponsored my education as I grew up an orphan. Late Rosalie Osborne, my guardian, and long-time friend and brother, Philip Limbry. Philip. These connections led to links with Tracy Crouch. Is Tracy Crouch here? We expected her. She's former MP.
She's not made it.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Tracy Crouch and Nick Palmer. Nick? Great. Let's clap for him. Both former members of parliament, and also Sonul. Sonul is right there, of 4 Paws, and James Yeats of World Federation for Animals, who provided support. When the resolution faced significant resistance at the United Nations Environment Assembly plenary in Nairobi, it was Lord Zach Goldsmith who, through these connections, became the catalyst for change. Though being abroad at the time, he facilitated the critical meeting of the sponsoring nations' representatives with DEFRA that led to the UK's pivotal support. That support transformed the resolution from one of the most opposed to the first ever adopted in its category, a historic and remarkable achievement, driven by Lord Zach's leadership and conviction. With that, it is my honor, therefore, now to invite Philip Limbry to say a few words, and later Susan and Professor James, be ready. We will come and present awards and citation to Lord Zach Goldsmith. Philip, please.
Thank you so much, Josfat, and thank you to everyone, friends, colleagues, and fighters for animals and the environment. I so agree with Baroness Heyman that it's important to recognise those people that go over and above to make a better world, to make a kinder world, a safer world, a better future for us all. And here today, we're recognising a leader, an advocate, and an innovator, someone who has been tirelessly pulling together the connections, showing the interconnectedness between how we treat animals, what that does to the environment, and what it means to all our futures. The fact that being kind to animals means a better and thriving environment and means a future for our children. One health, one welfare, one compassion. And I would like to thank, heartfelt, Lord Zach Goldsmith for your leadership, for your innovation, for never fearing to speak out. And it is our honour and to tribute you to celebrate all that you have done and to thank you for your inspiration and for making such a difference for animals, people and the environment. Thank you so much. Thank you. So now, colleagues, we have a little award and a citation that we would like to present to you, sir. Please.
Wow, thank you so much.
Lord Goldsmith, thank you so very, very much indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm going to, if I can, I'm going to say, I
Please.
can't not say a few words. Should I do it
Absolutely.
now? Okay, I'll be really quick. I'm going to be really quick. I can't not. First,
If we may give you the trophy. I was recounting that Compassion in World Farming has done many naming and famings, and I remember the very first Supermarket of the Year award for doing wonderful animal welfare. And it went to, I think, Marks and Spencer, and it was a beautiful glass trophy like this one. And I remember the person from M&S was so taken to be recognised that he got his trophy and then dropped it. And it smashed into smithereens. But it didn't harm his career. He went on to be the CEO of Sainsbury's. So, but please.
okay, well, I'm definitely not going to drop this beautiful, slightly shocking award. So I'll be very, very quick. I just want to say that to hear all those extraordinary words and to see all these amazing people in this room, friends, colleagues, I think I've worked with most people in this room at one point or another. It is really humbling because you are the heroes. I know that through my work as an MP. I know that in particular my work as a minister, that nothing is possible without a pressure, a positive pressure coming from all those people who care passionately about these issues. And it's not any old issue. This is the issue. There's nothing more important than our relationship with nature, with animals. There's nothing more repugnant or more squalid than abuse of nature, abuse in particular of animals that just can't answer back, can't speak back. Mm-hmm. There is nothing more important, and everyone in this room is therefore a hero for what we will do. And I just... excuse me, your grace, his noble lord, the noble Lord Gascoigne, and Sue, even different parties, but I put both of you in the same category because actually we had a window of success. There was a short period of time, Lorraine, mostly powered by you, to be honest, but driving me. I was just really doing what you told me. And we had a moment where we were filling our boots. We were getting loads of stuff done, not nearly as much as we all would like, but we got more done, I think, than we expected. And the reason for that is so many people in this room, such leadership from Lorraine, sneaky cross-party discussions with Sue, she's just phenomenal. I'm so happy you're in the position you're in. You're going to have a lot of fun. You're also going to feel a lot of pressure, by the way. The lobbying you get in that job, usually very negative lobbying. In fact, probably the reason my window was not a very big window and I was moved on swiftly after Boris Johnson left Downing Street was because there was a bombardment of very aggressive letters from the fur industry, the foie gras. I think I shared them with you, Lorraine. Really brutal letters. Boris, largely thanks to Boris, but also His Grace, Lord Gascoigne, laughed these letters off, and I knew it didn't really matter, but that was not necessarily going to be the case under new regime. And the reason I put you in the same category is because I was very lucky to have a good friend in Ben and a good friend in Number 10. He was the main man there. He was making stuff happen. And as Sue will also know, you can be a minister with all the will in the world, but unless you have the levers to actually make stuff change, nothing happens. And Ben knew where all those levers were hidden, and he was unbelievably helpful throughout my tenure. And I just feel blessed that we were in the same place, more or less, at the same time. We had a lot of fun, and we did get some good things done. So I'm going to, as my very short speech became quite long, I'm just going to thank all of you for your heroic work and for this really humbling event and award. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
Who's going to be in the frame?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Side.
Yeah.
Sue, go in.
We're going to ruin it.
Full compliment. Fantastic. Squeeze it a little bit further. Just come towards the blue marks for me. All towards the blue marks. That's lovely.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, all nice. Just a bit closer for me, Lorraine. That's perfect. That's great. Just one of the lungs.
Zoom into your face now.
It's like a wedding photo already. Any more? Stanley, would you mind going on to this side? Come on, Stanley. Thanks very much. Everyone just squeeze in a little bit more for me. Squeeze in, squeeze in. Everyone just squeeze in, come in a bit further, a bit tighter. Chris, John, lead the pack, just come in a bit tighter. Gascoigne, just come closer in, please. Keep stepping in. Moving in towards the centre. Moving towards the centre, please, Stanley. That's great. We've got a bad leg. There we go, full complement. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you so much.
Well done.
Yeah, shall I? Yes. Put that over there.
Ladies and gentlemen, my lords, ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the formal part of the proceedings, so please help yourself to a glass of wine and a few of the nibbles, and thank you so much for all coming here today. Thank you.
Surprise as long as we